Okay, you want to see how to make this LEGO Pug Moneybox? Well, let's do this. Okay, so essentially this LEGO Pug can be looked at in three pieces. We've got the head piece, we've got the middle torso piece with the mechanism, and we've got the base with the money collector. Okay, so if we just have a look at the base and we pull out the drawer, I just made this key out of a 2x4 and a 2x3 and a 2x1 with a couple of these little Technic pins on it. This just helps to grip it a little bit, and obviously there's some pins in here. When we pull this out, we can see that there's actually a stopper at the back, and that goes inside here, and that just helps it to stay in. So the dimensions are 2x10 this way and 2x18 that way, and we just go ahead and build it up with some bricks. So that's pretty sort of standard stuff. Now you want to start with some base plates. I've just gone ahead and configured it like this because that's really all I had. And so you want to go ahead and just keep building up the layers. We're just leaving this layer here, so 2x4 away from the edge, and we're just going to put tiles on there like that. So this just helps the little drawer to slide through and just connect in place like that. So we'll pull that out for now. So you go ahead and keep building this around until you've got 4 layers high. Now for the feet, I actually just used some 1x3s and some of these 1x3 slopes. You can see that there, and I've got a few little plates on that as well. Now to keep all this together, I've just used a 1x2 plate like that, and we put another one over this side like that, and then we just use a 2x8, and that just sits on like that. So that's kind of the base configuration. For these side feet here, it's a similar thing. We're using a 1x3 brick. I've got a 2x4 plate and one of these 1x3 slopes, and that's just going to sit on like that. So we just want to add a 1x1 in tan, just so it sort of covers in the back like that. Now just to finish it, we've got a 1x2 slope with a 1x1 slope on top, and we'll put that at the front, and we've got a 1x1 and a 1x1 slope like that. So that's just going to sit on the back like that. So that just gives a little bit of definition for the actual foot. So you could go ahead and build that. Then we just use a couple of these longer pieces and a plate to bridge this hole here like that. Okay, so we've got a plate on the bottom, we've got some tiles, and then we've got a gap in here. Okay, so for the little tray here, we've just got a 2x4 and a 2x4. Then I've gone ahead and put in some 1x plates at the bottom there. And then we go ahead and we add some 1x bricks. So there's a 1x3 here, I've got a corner piece here, another corner piece. And again, we've got another one of these 1x2 with 2-hole Technics in there like that. So we just want to finish this off now because it's actually a little bit too low, and I wanted to make sure that there was enough room for all the coins. So we'll go ahead and just add some more plates in here like that, and a 1x6 here like that. So now we just need to go ahead and put on some of these tiles, and they can be any configuration you have. So I just happen to have 1x4s and 1x2s, and that just goes on like that. So this just gives me a little bit more depth. So now we'll go ahead and we can push that in, and as you see, it clips in and it won't actually come out unless you use the special key like that. So that's the base. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and tackle this top piece. So we'll just take out some of these plates off the top here so we can actually see what we're playing with here. And I've just used a couple of these 1x5 Technics with some pins through it. So it's a 1x3 pin. You can see that there. And I'm just using that for the handle. Now for the other part of the handle, we're just using a couple of these round pulleys. And I found them in tan, so that kind of worked out pretty well as well. Now we want to go ahead and we want to just take off this piece at the top here. Okay, so let's have a look at this mechanism inside. We'll just pull this out and see how this is configured. Okay, so basically it's just a trapdoor. On the end of the trapdoor we've got some 1x2s and some 1x2s with these little axle holes in them. And we pop that on top like that. Now I've just got another plate here to actually stop it from pushing out too far. And then we go ahead and we just add a plate at the front, a 2x6 and some 1x6 plates at the side, and we can see how that's built up like that. Now I just put a couple of little slopes here so that the coin actually slides towards the back, because I don't want them sitting up here and not actually falling out. So that's the basic hopper tray. Now for the actual mechanism, we've just got a axle here. It's a 2x6, or that could be a 2x5 actually. Yeah, it's a 2x5 axle. We've got a couple of these pins here. So this is an axle on one side and an axle hole. So we pop that through there like that. Alright, so you want to pay attention to this part now. So we've just got a 1x5 and another 1x5 here. And we've just got a grey axle pin. And the reason why we use the grey is because they actually are slipping ones, so they'll slip around. Now, then we connect that to a 1x3, and we're using 2 of these friction pins, so we don't want that one to actually move at all. And then we've got another 1x5 here. Now, they're connected with these 2 blue pins here onto this axle gear. Now the reason why it's such a big axle gear is because we want a fair bit of a turn here so it can keep going around, and this goes in and out. So now let's have a look and see how that's connected. So we just push these 2 into here, so that just gives us enough friction to pull this out without it actually coming out. So we don't need any stoppers on the back. If we have a look at the actual component here, we see that we've got a 5-layer stack here, and on this front layer here we've actually got a 4x10 plate, and everything else rests on top of that. Take that off there, we can sort of see that as a lower dimension there. So we've just got a 2x10 plate, a 2x10 plate and a 4x10 plate, and then we stack it on top with bricks like that. And we want to go ahead and put some tiles on the front here. Now just on the side, we're just going to make the face a little bit wider, so we've got some 2x3s stacked together, and we've just got a 2x4 and a 1x4 there, just to create some more depth. So we can just pop those on like that on either side. Now as we see around the side here, we've actually got a couple of little holes, and that's just to enable us to put the gear through. So if you had a 1-piece hole, it probably would be okay, but I've just used a 2-piece there, and it's sort of situated 6 from the back, and it goes 2 up like that. Now for the tail, obviously that's just a 1x2. It's just one of these ones with a textured edge on them. You can make the tail however you like, but we'll finish that off in a minute. So let's all put this together. Alright, so the way that this can go in is that if we just put this through here for now, and we pop that into the second hole, then we can just go ahead and push that up like that. Alright, so now that mechanism will just sit there, and it will slide quite happily on this plate. And now when it actually slides off, the trapdoor opens and the money will slide out. So I only put some red here for the tongue. If you had some more red tiles, you could put them up there, but that's all I had. So just to finish off this top part now, we've just got a 2x8 plate, and I've just got some 2x4 bricks on the top here, and we pop that on like that. Now the reason why I'm using a plate is we want to create a little bit of friction as well, and just having normal bricks can sometimes get caught. So you definitely want to have a plate at the top of this mechanism here. And we just finish off the sides with a couple of 1x1 slopes, and I've just got And I've got a 2x4 plate at the bottom of those just to build it up to the right height. So that's sort of how that should look. We're going to go ahead and put this handle on. So I've just got these pulleys and we'll just pop that in on like that. Okay, so now that sort of turns around like that. And we go ahead and use these 1x5s and we create that. So it's whenever you actually move the handle backwards, so you're actually going clockwise, and you can see the mechanism in there. As we go and pull the thing back, that yellow Technic beam should actually fall down. Sometimes it doesn't fall down, but that's the reason why we've got it there, is just create a bit of weight, and it just keeps going out every time. So you only ever turn this in one direction. Alright, so that's pretty much that. We can go ahead and put this together now. So this will just go onto the base like that, and we'll just push all this down. Alright, so that is the base and mechanism all sorted out. So that looks pretty cool. Now we just go ahead and put some plates on. So I've just got some 8x8s, and you can finish off the top however you like. So that's just so people can't get inside. Now we want to go ahead and work on the head. The head's pretty simple, and it can be any design you like, really. Now I've just used a 2x8 plate, and I've got another 2 plates on top of that. Then we go ahead and put a 1x1 with a notch on, and that's on either side like that. Now these end bits are just 1x3 slopes, and I've got a couple of more 1x1s with notches. So they just sit on there like that for the ears. And there's just the plate configuration for the top here. And I've just used these 1x2 slopes for the side here. So it's all pretty standard Lego stuff. Now we want to go ahead and put that onto something. So I've just used some 2x4 bricks and we pop that on like that. And I've actually created the nose by using a 2x2 round piece, and we've got a couple of 2x2 slopes. So that'll just sit on top like that. So we just finish this off with some 2x4 slopes, and that sits on like that. So if we just bring this over here, and we can just pop him on top like that. So it's starting to come together now. Now just for the eyes, I've got some dishes here. So these are 3x3 dishes, and that's black, and I've got a 2x2 dish, and then I've got one of these little eyes. Now to get that to sit away, I've actually got a 1x1 round stud for the back there, so that just sits on like that, and we just go ahead and make a second one like that. So that is the pug, but a Lego pug needs to have a tail. So I just go ahead and use some more of these little pieces here, and I just made it into a little curly sort of design. Now if you've just got some standard 1x2s, I think that'll be enough, or maybe you come up with another design for the tail. So that just sort of curls around like that, and then it just sits on top like that. So this is the LEGO Pug Moneybox complete. Do you like this idea? I had fun building it, and hopefully you have fun making one too. And it's kind of cool. Oops, he didn't quite go in there. And all you have to do is just keep turning this handle, and he just takes the money. Now you could make it into a magic trick as well, and people will be like, where did my money go? Anyway, that's the Lego Pug. If you like this idea, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my other Lego Pug, which was made from a Lego boost system. And don't forget to make one of these keys, because without it, you're not going to be able to get your money out. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, it's bye for now.